Have you ever said the right thing, but said it the wrong way? And instead of calming the situation down, you made it worse? That's because when conflict happens, you have to understand what you say matters as much as how you say it. When you're thinking about when you're interacting with someone, your words, your tone, your volume, what you say make a huge difference in what happens. How you say matters just as much. In this month's series, we've been talking about de-escalation. We started with managing your emotions, not allowing yourself to be triggered by someone. We then talked about your body language and your positioning. Today, we're talking about the final piece, verbal de-escalation. Understanding that verbal de-escalation is just as important as physical de-escalation is. When emotions are high, people often respond as much to your tone of voice, even before they process the words that you're saying. If someone raises their voice, and then you in return raise your voice, you're in a constant back and forth. Remember, you don't have to raise your voice. If they speak faster, you don't have to match their pace. Keep your voice calm and steady. You understand that the more you slow down and the quieter you become, the more you control what's happening. Use simple, clear language. Remember, we want to be empathetic. We don't want to give commands. We don't want to force them to do something or make them make a decision. We want to try to solve the problem and not be part of the problem. Your tone can either add to the tension or it can lower it. We want to be the ones who are lowering the tension as it's happening. Another important skill learned is that when you acknowledge without agreeing, you're in a situation where you're de-escalating. You might say something like, I understand that you're frustrated. That doesn't mean you're agreeing with the behavior. I understand how you feel. I can see that it's made you upset. It doesn't mean that you agree with their situation. It communicates, I hear you, I feel you, and sometimes it can be the bridge between trying to calm someone down. Feelings can be heard and can keep a disagreement from becoming a power struggle. But de-escalation also doesn't mean being passive. You can stay calm, but you can also be prepared. You can also have boundaries and still be prepared. You cannot be willing to engage and still be prepared. You can say things like, I want to have this conversation at another time. I'm going to leave this conversation, but I need you to stop yelling if we're going to continue to have this conversation. Or it can be something along the lines of, if we can't talk about this calmly, we need to find a time where we can, or we can come back to it later. So that way, you're always moving that towards trying to have a conversation that's calm. If you can give realistic options that can move the path forward instead of turning the situation into a battle over control. You turn it into something that you can walk away from. Remember, the goal of verbal de-escalation isn't to win the argument. It isn't to prove you're right. The goal is to communicate in a new way and alleviate the situation that doesn't make it worse. Gives you the best opportunity for you to create a safer outcome. So remember, de-escalation starts with managing yourself. It continues with your body language and your positioning. It includes using your words and tone intentionally. Remember, you can only control your behavior. You can never control someone else's behavior or how they respond, but you can control how you respond. And that's what's important. Self-control in verbal de-escalation can make the difference between having an altercation and not. And sometimes that's the best response to change the entire direction of the interaction. At Silverback Self Defense, our goal is to give you practical knowledge and skills to help you not only learn how to protect yourself, protect your loved ones, protect your staff. The people you care about most is who we are passionate about helping you train. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video on de-escalating situations, and we'll see you next time.